So, the next topic is transitional words and phrases.
ओके सर कंटिन्यू कीजिए।
जी sure, sir. 1 minute. Okay. Basically, ये topic तो वैसे simple है, but it helps you a lot to make you comfortable, even though for your writing and speaking. Transitional words and phrases showing relationship within and between the sentences. Transitional words and phrases connect and relate ideas, sentences, and paragraphs. As I earlier said that it helps you to speak well and write well because it gives you opportunity to connect or relate your ideas easily and show your actually intentions and follow what you want to say or what you want to write. They assist in the logical flow of ideas as they signal the relationship between sentence and paragraphs. In prose, the material is supported and conditional not only by the ordering of the material, its position, but by connectives which signal order, relationship, and movement. Some of the more commonly used connectives are listed below. Note especially how these connections, yes, function to develop, relate, connect, and move ideas. To signal addition of ideas. So first one, the we can say transitional word is addition. Means when we have to add the ideas. The word here uh, to signal addition of ideas, especially when you want to add more ideas on the same sentence or paragraph. So what would transition words you can use, especially when you have to add the ideas? These are the some transitional words you can use. Number one is Number one is and also besides furthermore, two, moreover, in addition, then, of equal importance, equally important, another. So these are the some transitional words that we can use for addition of ideas. I think it's clear to everyone. If anyone have a question, you can stop me and ask question. Okay. The next one is signal time. When we write about time or discuss about time in sentence or paragraph, we use these transitional words, especially next, afterward, finally, later, last, lastly. So these are the list of the transitional words we can use for that if we are describing time. Again, these topics looks very easy and simple, but if you do use them in actual or practical way, that will definitely help you a lot for your both speaking as well as writing. So if we see here some other examples like the next week, month, day, a minute later, in meantime, meanwhile, on the following day, it lands ultimately, presently. thereafter, when, soon. So these are the some transitional words for using if we have the add time or we discussing especially for time. Now number third, signal order or sequence. When you are describing order or sequence, then what kind of transitional words you can use? First, second, finally, hence, next, then, from here on, to begin with, last of all, after, before, as soon as, in the end, gradually. Uh, Gradually, the word gradually used for uh, as outcome of the results. So, or you can say consequences. So, if we are talking about sequences or order, uh, then what these are the transitional words we can use in our paragraph as well as sentences. Number four, signify space and place. Now, if we are describing about the space and place, and then we have to, okay, main thing we use transitional words because we don't want to repeat. Because sometimes, even though you can notice me that I'm not good at using transitional words. I may be using multiple words same again and again. So everyone have that kind of issue when they are talking or speaking. So they use limited transitional words. So if everyone, if anyone have idea of multiple transitional words, then he become fluent and as well as he connect ideas or easily or make connections in their sentences very perfectly. So we can understand that how transitional words are helpful in our sentences or in speaking or in writing. Okay, the fourth one is signify space and place. So the words are above, behind, below, beyond, here, there, to the right, on the other side, in the background, directly ahead, along, as well as along the wall. Okay. As you turn right at, at the tip, at the tip, across the hall, at the point, adjacent to. Okay. So these are the transitional words if we are describing about space and place. Number five, to signal an example. Now, if we are talking about examples, for example, or you can say a real example, a true example. So we what are the other some transitional words if we have to write long paragraph and we have to describe multiple examples and if and we don't want to repeat same words again and again. So what kind of words? So what kind of transitional words we can use for examples instead of example? Like to illustrate, for instance, to be specific, such as moreover, furthermore, just as important, similarly, in the same way. So these are the some other transitional words we can use instead for example. So I hope these are clear. So we will see their usage, but first of all, we understand then how can we use them and what are there some optionals or other ways we can use. Number six, show results. Okay, when you are talking in the end our results. So what are the transition words we can use here in sentence or paragraph? As a result, hence mostly hence word we see in mathematical terms when you are solving equation and once you reach it at your final answer, you will say that hence a a square plus b square is equal to uh, a square plus 2ab plus b square. So like that. So you use hence mostly when you are describing results. So again, we use sometimes so as the consequences accordingly as a consequence consequently thus since therefore for the reason because of this. So these are the words, or you can say transitional words for you using results or describing results. Then we go for purpose, and the transition words are to this end, for this purpose, with this in mind, for this reason, for these reasons. Okay, so again, transitional words help you to connect your ideas and give you flexibility to don't repeat again and again same words for describing or making connection. So keep in your mind, and if you feel any kind of example or question or difficulty, you can ask. So number eight, the signal comparison. Single, oh, single comparison, sorry, like in the same like manner or way similarly. So if we are describing a single thing and we are comparing them, so we can use like in the same like manner or way similarly. To indicate contrast, then we have to show contrast. So we can use but in contrast conversely, however, still nevertheless, nonetheless, and yet. So mostly in paragraphs when you are writing, you have to first agree and disagree. In disagree agreement, you can start with all these transitional words that will be uh, useful and help you to describe contrast. So instead of once you describe one fact and then now you are describing second fact that is contrast of the first one, then you can use in spite of this. So these are very helpful. And most of the time, it is used in the news article, ironically. So you can use for describing when you are showing contrast. To signal alternatives, exception, and objection. Alternatives, exceptions, and objection. Acha. when you are now describing something alternative, it means if you have something and then you want to replace it with another option or another object. So if you are describing one example, no, one thing. What kind of example we can use here in alternatives? Okay, okay, alternatives. Yeah, you can say that if I don't what we can say eat breakfast, then I can take tea for now. So you can say it is alternative of the breakfast for me. So you can understand alternative exception and an objection. Although thou while despite to be sure, uh, despite to be sure, it is true. I grant. So granted, I admit, I admittedly doubtless, I concede regardless. So if you are describing alternatives of something and exceptions and objections, yeah. So this is not only for alternative but exception and objections. Although एक चीज ये भी है और दूसरी चीज ये भी हो सकती है while जब मतलब while आप ये भी कर रहे हैं और while आप ये भी करेंगे despite एक इसके बाद ये भी होगा. By the way, these are the transitional words you can use for exception. We will see there some examples. Mm, okay. To dispute, anyone can define what the meaning of dispute. What does mean by dispute? Okay. Basically, I don't remember actual meaning, but despite of if you say that dispute, uh, to dispute. Let's see this. I have idea, but I don't remember about that. What actually the meaning of dispute, and then we will see their transition about. Otherwise, it's a disagreement or argument. Okay, argue about something like a debate, discussion. So if we say that dispute or disagreement, okay, we are talking about disagreement in the sentences or paragraph, we can use isn't it isn't true that people are wrong who say that, deny that, be that as it may be. The same token, no doubt, we often hear it said many people suppose it used to be thought in any case. Okay, if we are using dispute or disagreement in sentence, then we can use these are transitional verbs. To intensify, first and foremost. Okay. Uh, Again, intensify. What does uh, as I remember, uh, उसी चीज को जो है ना मजीद आप क्या कहते हैं emphasize कर रहे हैं उस चीज को या फिर उसी चीज को आप accurate ले रहे हैं कि I'm very sure about that. Uh, Maybe, but again, I have to see the its meaning. Then we will see the what actually mean by intensify. Become or make more intense. Again, yeah. Increase raw sharpen. So yes, escalates it up. Became or make more intense. Okay, when you are emphasifying something with accurate authenticity, or you can say surety, you can use intensify. And above all, These are the some transitional words you can use for that to intensify in the sentence. Above all, first and foremost, we can use if we are describing something, in fact, in the paragraph, then now we are trying to intensify it again. Then you can start above all, importantly again, and to be sure, indeed. Yes, if we see that the word here indeed definitely show the facts, and as matter of fact as well as I have said is has been noted. So these are the some transitional words you can use for intensify. Okay, to summarize or repeat the important one, everyone have to conclude in the end or summarize. Actually, we see that yes, results are also here are some results. If we show the results and their transitional words are little bit different from summarization, and I noticed some other. Yeah, presently, ultimately. Yes, for time. There are some resemblance in time. You can say here what are the ultimately? Yes, ultimately is also showing time. We can say as finally, later, lastly. Lastly words we can sometimes use for conclusion, but we have to now use their proper words for conclusion. So if we have to summarize and repeat, yes, repeat. In summary, to sum up, to repeat briefly, in short, finally, yes, finally were repeated here. And I think finally it's also here in sequences. But we can, if we when we write a summary, so we use there accordingly what is period. But we if we say that what are the other transition words, these are all. Therefore, as I have said in conclusion, as you can see, as you can see. So these are the transitional words. We can see there are one, two, three, four, yes, 13. So 13 with lot of other 13 you can say ideas and relate how can you understand what kind of the things that we can use in the sentence. Additionally, pronouns act as the connectives when they are used to refer to a noun in the preceding sentence. Repetition of keywords, phrases, and the use of synonyms, which echo important toward the both serve to establish connection with previous sentence. Again, transitional words help you to make connections with multiple synonyms. So, if we understand today's topic, our topic is transitional words and phrases. Okay. So why we use transitional words? When we have to describe or write long paragraph and we have to, uh, we don't want to repeat same words again and again, then we use transitional word to connect our sentence and ideas with unique way. You can say with different words that will help us and make more flow easy flow to understand for understanding. So transitional words and sorry, which one? What does mean? Transitional words and transition transition relationship within and between the sentence. I am not pronouncing what does mean by this. One minute. Boast show of support. Press is showing. I just not read it um, perfectly. That's why I feel that it what doesn't. Actually, it is press showing. So let's move on. Move to the next. Exercise 1. Circle the letter that correctly identifies the nature of the underlined transition in each of the following sentence. Okay. A waterman down downtown broke this morning, so several businesses had no water for the hours. So, so what will be the one here instead of so? Uh, you can see in the sentence a man downtown broke this morning. एक तो ये केस हो गया कि वाटर की शॉर्टेज हो गई इस मॉर्निंग सो इस यहाँ पे रिजल्ट के तौर पे यूज हुआ है व्हाट द सो सेवरल business had no water for the hours showing time so you can see that in results so we have to go with B option okay. Even though most Americans are primarily concerned about AIDS as it exists in the US, it should be remembered that it is now nearly worldwide disease. Even though, what does show even though? Again, it's about time. I think so. Even though we can, if we see here, even though in time, so, no, it's not about time. Even the place. No, it's not about place. Mm, example, consequences. Although, even though. Example, no, it will you. Yes, 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 yes. If we are discussing about although and even though, maybe he describing about signal alternative and exception or objection. So we can say that it shows contrast, no, comparison, even though, yes, Mm, contrast, what we say, contrast, yes, yes. Still not like it's like, no, actually, enough, no, result, no, therefore, okay, so first one is time, and then second option we are going with comparison. D option comparison. Okay. Larry will probably be late lumber socially just like his older brother. So what we say here, Again, I would go comparison. If anyone have any other choice, you can ask or unmute yourself. You or send in chat. There are ways you can make boring tasks more pleasant. For instance, bring portable radio and listen to music on the earphones while you work. So it's easy illustration and example. See option, and you can and now we can understand clearly. But again, we need again little bit more practice. The lazy checkout clerk forced the six-pack of the cola into the bottom of the bag, tearing it. Then she shrugged her shoulder and said, I guess you will have to carry the bag from the bottom. Now the then. So why we are using then? Comparison, contrast, time. Time. We will go with time. And if we see here the first sentence, lazy checkout also show that delay in the work. Pilar forced pick up the cola into the bottom of the bag, carrying it. Then she shrugged her shoulders and said, I guess you will have to carry the bag from the bottom. So, okay, we will check in the later transition words and phrases showing the relationship. Okay, science fiction writer Arthur C. Keller correctly predicted that satellites would be the used for communication. Moreover, in 1947, he correctly predicted that 1950, 55, 59 would be the year of the first rocket to the moon was launched. Moreover, so addition, if we have to add multiple ideas, we can use moreover or as a transitional verb. It's not time, it's not about contrast, it's not about cause and effects. Some people in New Jersey built their houses very close to the shoreline. Consequently, they have had to spend a lot of money trying to protect their property from the sea. So you can say here cause and effect. Consequently, uh, we can say that yeah, consequences as a result. Yes. So what I will go with D, and if anyone have any other option, you can send in chat. Uh, Running can make people more aware of their physical surroundings, such as, for example, okay, so we will go with addition or no, illustration and example. Okay, residents complain bitterly about without potholes in the street and sloppy trash pickup. Yet, the word here is yet, the same people resist paying higher taxes for improvement of the service. Yeah. Okay. Mm, okay. Residents and people, and this is comparison. Yet the same people of the resist paying higher taxes. Illustration, no. Comparison, contrast. Yeah, there may be contrast. We are talking. Uh, yeah, I'm not sure about that, but I will go with yeah, a reason. Okay, time. Okay, I will go with time, and let's see. Telephone interviewing allows for a large number of responses in short time and it relatively low cost. Moreover, for example, if no no in addition, we can see here in addition and method of permits to interviews to reach respondents and at a specific times of the day. This is an important consideration in the study of the radio and TV listening habits. Okay. Between sentences. Exercise 2, circle the letter on. Does they give us no? Okay. Mm, yes, we see here, and then we will go for ChatGPT will help us to give the answer because answer are not available in this PDF. So we will first understand what are the some transitional verbs. Do some practice that will help us we for the more understanding. Okay. First one, the dish innovation of television, people probably spend more of their leisure time reading. So before, if we see here time representing time, and nevertheless, because no, so we can use here before the invention. So we can now understand how transitional verbs can help. The transition word indicates addition, cause, and effect time. Effect and time. Okay. Transition words indicate addition, cause, and effect. Okay. If you are having company of dinner, try to get as much as done in advance as possible. Let us set the table the day before. Similarly, I will go with C option. Uh, you can say here similarly. No, in contrast, no, for example, no, present contrast. Comparison, we can say that it's comparison. Okay, then I'm very allergic to flowers. My boyfriend bought a bouquet of roses. So the transition words indicate time. That is, I'm very allergic. Contrast to flowers. Till because even though I'm very allergic to flowers, even though, but my boyfriend, time, no, contrast, no. Addition. Then we will go with even though, and it's counted in addition. My grandfather loves to say, "You are as nervous," and that is a long-tailed cat in room full of rocking and chairs. As long as a long-tailed, as a result, cat in room full of rocking chairs. You are nervous? No. As a result, cause and effect. So again, we will go with C. And number five, last one is many, Many's car stereo was on full blast. I could see his lips moving, but but I had no idea what he was saying. So transition words indicates comparison, addition, cause and effect. Many's car stereo was full of blast. Mhm. Just as because 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 many car stereo was full of no. Just as many car just as moreover no. Just as so it could be addition just as. So let's see. I will go with just as number C and addition, and then let's see their answers. And again, it will be helpful to repeat what we understand today. Phrasing words can be used in sentence, and we will see. So in the meantime, if anyone have any question, you can add, um, or any suggestions or feedback uh, about this topic, you can also help us to understand. So that would be better for all of us. Oh, yes. Ch- ch- can you see my screen now, ChatGPT?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. Number first one, exercise. Correct option is D. So, show a water man down broke this morning. So, here were so several business and had no water of ours. Explanation correct was is cause and effect. And as I said, that is uh, shown results. Explanation. So shows that one event caused the other. ओके रिजल्ट्स एक की वजह से दूसरा हुआ उसका उसके consequences क्या हुए even though most Americans are primarily concerned about its contrast option C even though signals a contrast between two sides so the transition words here is contrast in option 2 Larry will probably be led bloomer socially just like his older brothers. Comparison, just like compares Larry to his brothers. C option. I prefer Larry. Just one minute. I have to confirm Larry, just like his brother. What we use here, um, contrast. Okay, comparison. I think we use comparison, but here is also yes comparison. Okay, okay. For instance, bring a portable radio. Correct answer is again illustration and example. For instance, introduce an example. Then she shrugged her shoulder and correct answer a time. Then describe the next step in the order. So if we are talking about time, then we can yes, then use here. Moreover, 1947 he predicted addition. Moreover, addition explanation moreover adds extra information to the first statement. Consequently, they have had to spend a lot of money to answer D, cause and effect. Explanation consequently shows the results of building close to the shore. So if you are talking about cause and effect, then you can use consequently here, and which is correct. There is physical surroundings such as the scent of honey is a cool illustration example. It's too easy. We can understand and read because we use a lot of examples in daily life. Resist paying higher taxes yet complain bitterly. Contrast and yet show contrast. Contrast. Yet shows contrast between behavior and exceptions. Okay. I think that would be wrong. I think that is time yet up. Okay, it's contrast. yet is used for contrast. Moreover, the method permits interviews. In addition, okay, it's also simple. Moreover, adds more information to the stencil point. Now, exercise number two, using the correct transitional words. British innovation of the television, people spend more time reading before the time. Okay, so kind of transition is time and before is used. It's right. And try to get some as much as done in advance. They just set the um, table the day before. The correct for instance. Okay, this is our. I don't think it's for instance, but okay. So the correct answer here is for instance gives practical example of the device. For instance, table of the work. There is allergic to flowers. My boyfriend bought packet. Correct answer. Even though, and which is contrast. Okay, even though something unexpected, contradictory. So this is again. I think this is also wrong. We say that. I don't remember now, but I'm sure that it's wrong. But we use here even though, which is right, and kind of transition words is contrast. Uh, I'm allergic to flowers. My boyfriend bought a bucket. So it shows contrast in two sentences. So that's why we can use here unexpected and contradictory statement, even though. You are nervous and long-tailed cat. As long. Okay. Comparison as. So explanation as create a comparison as. Okay. Many's car stereo was on full blast because again this our answer is wrong. But here is used because and kind of transition word cause and effect because gives a reason for not understanding what he said. All right. Okay. So summary. Okay. Uh, if we conclude today's session, we describe transitional verbs and their usage and how they can help us in our sentences. So if we conclude them here, additional moreover also furthermore adds more information. If we have to use add more information, we can use adds more time and show sequences. If we say that sequence before then later, and there are other options, some words in PDF that I showed earlier, we can use there. In contrast, show difference or unexpected ideas, we can use contrast even though. Comparison show the things are similar, like a similarly. Examples very easy, and cause and effect shows reasons and results because so therefore. So this is our today's topic. So I hope it helped you to understand how the actually transition words can help you to use in your sentences and understand what actually sentence mean by transition. Again, I'm going to read the statement again to make more conclusive and understand what actually. Transitional words or phrases connect or relate ideas, sentence and paragraphs. They assist in the logical flow of ideas as they signal relationship between the sentence and paragraph. Again, as I said, that they will help us to connect our ideas and relate ideas in sentence and paragraph, and they will help us assist help in the logical flow when you are describing or writing something relation or between the sentence that will give you a logical flow, which means you don't repeat the same words again and again, and use correct transition words that will give you a job, your way of writing as well as describing something, speaking. So this is how transitional words helpful in your, uh, especially for English, and you can say for IELTS exam of speaking as well as the bilingual exam. In purpose, the material is supported and conditional not only by the ordering of material, its position, but the connectives which signal order and relationship and movement. Some are more commonly used connective listed below. So we see here there are 13 transitional verbs and their usage. So if anyone have any kind of suggestion, you can also add, and any question you can ask. Otherwise, we will uh, summarize here to sum up, to repeat beautifully in short. And finally, we are done with transitional words lecture, today's lecture, and covered the topic. So we sum up it, last 13 summarize and repeat, but I don't repeat. So thank you for joining today. And sir, can we stop, or you want to add something?
जी सर.
Ji sir, I said, can we stop now, or if you want add something?
No sir, you explained pretty well, and I gain a lot.
Okay. सर टॉपिक क्लियर हो गई
जी सर,
ट्रांजिशनल वर्ड्स
वो क्लियर. जी सर, वो क्लियर हो गया.
चलें चलें सर थैंक यू सर अल्लाह हाफिज
अल्लाह हाफिज.
ओके आई एम द होस्ट